I had my girlfriend over that night. And it was girls' night out, and I said, well, I'm going to make some cream of mushroom soup just because I really, really love it. And we usually spend spring vacation together, she, her husband, and myself, and we go to Aruba. So they have the best cream of mushroom soup. It's just like cream. They puree it up so nice. So the day before that, I went out and got all of my ingredients for it, and I thought certain I had it all, but I didn't. So I cooked up all the mushrooms, got them all ready, and I'm getting ready to put them in my puree bowl. You have to slice up all your mushrooms, the butter, and then you put your college broth. Your broth in it. See, probably not a good time because I'm full of chemo. But anyway, so.
Don't you worry.
So anyway, I open up my box of broth, and I opened it up, and I looked at it, and I said, my God, I checked the date, and I said, it's open. And she goes walking over, she goes, I said, no, seriously, it's open. Can you believe it? The box is open. And she said, well, how can that be?
What do you mean it's open?
She opened when I opened the top to the broth, it cracked, and it opened the bottle.
So it had already been twisted.
Yes.
So the foil was open.
The foil was cracked open and everything. It was already open.
Well, the foil underneath the cap was open?
Open, yeah.
Huh.
So I said, I can't use this. It's been tampered with. So I said, I gotta go back to Shaw's. And she said, well, can't you just stay and use some bouillon with water? And I said, no. This is really good. It's got sherry and cream and all this stuff. I can't use a substitute. I gotta use the real deal. So we went to Shaw's, and I left that open bottle there, the can. So we go walking down, and I went over, I just grabbed another bottle. I left the old one at home, grabbed another one, went to the checkout, and paid for another one. So we go walking out, and she's getting in the car, and I said, well, okay, let's go. Let's see if we can get it done now. So we get back to the house. I'm standing there, turned the heat on, I'm opening it up, and I lifted it up, and I went, Jan, I can't believe it. And she goes, what? I said, this one's open. She says, what are you talking about? I said, this one is open. I said, look, it's open. Somebody has put their finger right down through it. It was straight down. I said, I can't use this. And she said, well, what do you think? Somebody was in there just tampering with them all? I said, well, I don't know if they were tampering with them all, but I got to find one that's not tampered with.
So you went back.
So we went back. So I said, no, I'm going to take the other one with me, because I'll get my money back for the two.
Yes.
And so I went back, and I went over to the customer department, and I put them on the counter, just these two. And I said, there's something wrong with these things. I can't use the broth, because you open it, it's already open, and I'm just not comfortable using it. And she goes, no. And I said, I think something's wrong. So, and I had my slippers on. I had my bright new wig. I was all dressed up. I felt like $1,000,000 because I'm walking over to the broth area
Again.
And I opened one up. God damn, it was open. So I decided, well, I better sit down. So I sat down, and I must have opened 25 boxes of broth. I opened up the vegetables to see if they were open. I opened up the beef, the chicken. I opened them up, and and I'm sitting there, and I'm going, oh my God. And it was late. It was 8:30. I was really cooking her.
It must have been something when you opened it that caused that friggin' hole.
Wait.
I mean, my God.
Wait.
What is going on in the store?
Right.
And so I went down and I said, this is so bizarre, And I had them lined all around me. I was like in a teepee with all these boxes of chicken broth. But I was in shock. It wasn't funny. But I
So you mean that somebody had gone through and opened all of these? They put their fingers down through the foil of
That's
all
what
of
it looked
these?
like. And I just kept opening them up and opening them up. They just kept being opened. Everyone was open. So I go back around to the end of the aisle because there was another display at the end of the aisle. And I went to open up some of those to see if maybe that's where I bought them or where I opened. Maybe there's one there that's not open.
Yep.
So I started opening those up. And I opened, it was open. It was snapped open. It looked like somebody put a finger right through it. I opened up another 20, probably 25. was still a lot. So I went back and I grabbed about 15 more and opened them all up. And then I picked up 2 boxes of collagen. For what I usually get anyway. I'm never buying Swansons ever again.
Well, no, Mom. But after you opened them all up, you did something.
I'm not done yet.
Let her tell the
Okay.
story.
So I went back to checkout
With all those.
with all my chicken broth. And the poor little girl's standing there looking at me. There I come, my hair's blowing in the wind. I got a surprise. So I set them down. And I said, these have all been opened. And she said, oh, the manager's coming to see you. I said, it doesn't matter. They've already opened. And down in the aisle where they are, there's probably 35 of them on the floor.
Those are open
And,
too.
and I said, they're all open, and there's another spot down at the end of the aisle, and there's probably 20 there. And I said, but I don't want any of this. I'm going to have this. You know, collagen is when you flip it up, and the metal rips up.
Yeah.
So I said, this is the one I want. At least I know when I get it open, I open it. And he comes in, he goes, man. And I said, what? He said, I just want to tell you, that's the way they're supposed to open. I said, I looked at him, I said, no, I don't believe you.
Believe me.
I don't believe you. That's not right. He said, that's the way they're supposed to open. And he picked up the lid and he said, you see, you turn the lid and you hear it crack. And then if you lift it up, there were these 3 little blades on the inside of the thing. And that is cutting the metal. And I said, well, what's the point? Seriously, what's the point? I said, they don't do that on pill bottles. You have to lift them up and then you have to rip open this. Why would they do that on a liquid Swanson's broth?
Did you have to pay for those 50 bottles?
No. No. I said, well, I'm not using those anyway. I'm going to use this one. And I got my money back for the other 2. And they just looked at me dumbfounded. And I said, no, I don't want these. I'm not gonna buy Swansons again. I don't believe that's the way you're supposed to open up a box of Swansons. And if that's the way they do it, what's the point? Why have the inner seal?
Absolutely. Why have the inner seal?
Yeah.
If you're gonna
If
just
you
cut it when
can't
you
tell,
open it.
if you can't tell that it's a safety seal that you broke it and it's
Exactly.
broken anyway,
How would you? What would you think that was all right?
oh my
So
God.
I took my $5.
She got a refund on the one that she bought.
I tried to be real casual about it. So pick up
They're gonna come in here.
and talk to Jan, and she was sitting in the car, and I tried to be really cool about it, and I just didn't say much of anything. Finally, I kind of turned to her and I said, well, I guess they're supposed to open up like that. I wonder what took so long. I said, but I still think they're wrong. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, they've got 70 bottles. of
Is that a
sauce.
fantastic
Bro.
story? Or what? Oh my, you couldn't have made that up. Holy
That's
cow.
I kept opening him up and opening him up
She just kept opening it
all
all
over
up.
the floor. Can you imagine coming around the corner and seeing me sitting on the
No, I can't.
floor? Bullion bottles everywhere.
Oh my
And then
God.
getting to the point of hysteria and it's slopping all over the place. Dragging it down the ground and slapping up all over the... Nobody likes splatter.
Oh God.
They were probably in the office saying, look at her go. Look at she's opening them all up.
Yeah, I like how they were like, oh no, the manager's on his way over. Like they were watching on the
watching
camera in a
something.
room, and they were just like, oh my, what is she doing? Somebody go down there and stop her.
What's wrong with these bottles?
Oh,
She
is
just
that
keeps
priceless
going.
or what?
I'm just shocked they didn't stop you sooner.
Well, no, she was probably hammering through them. I imagine she was just going, and they got through 50 before they could get down there.